Hi, we are here with BONHEUR magazine interviewing today Mr.
Marquis Jarrard.
Awesome. So Marquise, we definitely want to get a little bit of an insight of what you have going on as far as the modeling industry. Maybe get a couple tips, a few pointers, some things that maybe advice you can give to other newcoming models. So let's go ahead and get started. And thank you, by the way, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so let's just start off with some questions. So how long have you been modeling?
I've been modeling for about 5 years now. My first actual runway show was Walk Fashion Runway. That was my first ever runway show. I walked for one designer, I think, and it was a great experience. It wasn't what I was used to. I was actually kind of nervous, but from then on, I have been doing a lot of runway shows. I've been published in magazines. I've done New York Fashion Week, and I've also had a billboard in downtown Conyers. So, yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds really good. Okay, so what made you what inspired you to start doing runway, or do you just do runway? Like, what's your your range?
I love runway.
Okay.
But that's my passion right now. I don't mind doing photo shoots as well, but I love runway. But to be honest, what actually got me started is Disney Channel.
Disney Channel.
No joke. When I was growing up, I used to always want to be that kid on the commercial. When they made a little bunny ear wings. No lie, I wanted that to be me every single time. So any event that I could go to as a kid that my grandmother would allow me to go to try to audition, that's what I would do.
Got you. Okay, so I heard you say that you love runway, but you do a little bit of print. So what was one of the biggest challenges that you would say you faced on set or at a show maybe?
Honestly, it would be just the competition because there are a lot of different models and the industry looks for different type of people. And the look that I have a beard, I have locks. And most models don't really have beards, don't have locks. They're usually clean cut. And another thing that I've faced would be just compromising who I am to get to where I want to be. A lot of models will do any and everything to get to where they want to be, and that's not me. I'm not going to compromise who I am to get to where I want to be. I feel like God has really placed me in this industry for a certain reason, and He can either give it to me or take it away. So I'm going to continue to trust Him and allow Him to use me any way He can.
Right, I think that's really great, especially I understand what you're saying, kind of like being a black man in the industry. Yeah. I would say I know how that can be, but you're doing great at it, as we can see. Okay, well that's cool. So have you had, I gotta go back to that question, have you had any hardcore, designers maybe being a little uptight or real, a stick in the mud type of designer, somebody super rude, what, have you had any of those problems?
To be honest, I really haven't. When I go to different shows, I'm very professional. I understand that I'm just a mannequin on the runway. So if I'm not what they're looking for, I understand that. I know I'm going to hear a whole bunch of no's before I hear that yes, that puts me in the place where I need to be. So I just understand that if that designer doesn't want me, another designer will want me. And I don't really take it to heart. I don't take it personal because, like I said, you're going to hear a lot of no's before you get that yes. That's going to actually put you where you want to be at.
Right, that's so good. Yeah, that's great because closed windows definitely opens up a new door of an opportunity. So that's awesome. Okay, cool. So what are some goals that you would say you have as far as the entertainment industry overall? Because I know that modeling kind of ties together with, maybe runway as well as print and acting. What are some goals in general that you would have in the entertainment industry?
Well, being a runway model, I do want to be able to go out of the country and do fashion shows out of the country. I want to do Paris Fashion Week.
International, okay.
Yes, I want to be an international model. So that'd be one of my biggest goals, to do a fashion show internationally. I would love to be in a movie, whether I'm an extra or I do have a role, music videos. I do want to be in a Tyler Perry movie. I could just be an extra, as long as I get some camera time, that would be dope to me. But my biggest goal is to do an international fashion show.
Dope. Okay, so with that being said, with everything that you've given us, what is some advice that you would give to a newcomer, someone that's fresh, some new meat, anybody looking to come into the industry and maybe, kind of start out where you started? Where could they go? Because I know you said you've been modeling for 5 years. I'm sure times have changed around just a little bit. So, what's something that you would say with the fashion industry, how it is now? How would they start out? What would be their first step?
You got to be hungry, to be honest. In this industry, it can either make and break you. If you don't get the different opportunities that you want, that would discourage a person. There have been periods where I know I'm a great model and I haven't been booked for a certain fashion show, Like, and it has got me down, but I understand, like I told you before, like I'm gonna hear a whole bunch of no's before I hear yes. So you gotta stay hungry, you gotta stay dedicated, you gotta practice your craft. You just can't think, oh, I could just get up and walk on the runway, that'd be cool. Like, nah, it's really not, because once those cameras turn on and those people start looking at you, it's a whole different environment. And you also gotta have a great team around you. You gotta have a team that's gonna encourage you when things are going well and when things aren't going so well. I have a team around me always. They're always at my shows. And when I'm messing up, they let me know. When I'm doing great, they give me praise, and they also help me to remain humble as well. And lastly, you just gotta trust God. I'm a firm believer in God. That's how I was raised, and so I trust God with everything that I do. So yeah, trusting God, staying humble, having a dedicated team that's gonna push you, and just being on your grind. Oh, and on Instagram as well, you gotta use hashtags. Like, you gotta make sure your page is being updated like every single day or every other week. You gotta use hashtags, because hashtags, like, you don't know who those hashtags can reach.
Okay, so marketing. Okay, so it's a passion, not a hustle.
Right.
Marketing, you gotta have a team behind you. Got it. Okay, well, thank you so much for that, Marquise. Is there anything else you would like to inform us on? Like, where can we find you, social media wise, so we can follow this dream of yours?
You can follow me at Marquis_Jarrard. That's MARQUIS_JARRARD. I'm available for any fashion shows, whether it's in state or out of state. I'm also available to be a brand ambassador, promotion, anything you guys need. You guys can just hit me up, email me. I'm down to work with you guys.
Okay, awesome. Well, you heard it here, guys. We have Mr. Marquis Jarrard. You will see him on your next show, maybe even commercial, your next magazine cover, all of that stuff. So thank you so much for doing that with us today, Mr. Marquis Jarrard. And
yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it as well.
awesome. All right. Okay.